the NTR Podcast.
On today's episode...
No control over my body, and that's when I started my massive throwing up exercise.
Why would anybody do that to themselves?
I feel woolly. I feel slightly separate from myself.
I was like, oh, no, you've hit white there, mate.
Another one. Who's that?
Oh, thank God, Lulu. She doesn't mind. Mate, the thing is, right, I was of two minds whether or not I was going to have the COVID-19 vaccine. Then when I found out Lulu was up I thought, anything Lulu's doing.
That's the next step.
You think there's going to be a monolith appears?
Isle of Wight.
Yeah.
It's big.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just what aliens think are like the cultural hotspots. They don't realise it's like Mecca, Jerusalem, all these cool places. It's like, the Isle of Wight. They seem to be going on about that.
And now, from Liverpool, around the world on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
It's time to open your mind, expand your outlook, and occasionally soil yourself with delight.
This is the NTR Podcast with Dylan Evans and Graeme Smith.
Are we there? Is this on? Hi. Hello.
It's on.
Hi.
It's on.
Hi, everyone.
Hello,
and welcome to episode 15.
15.
I can't believe we made it to 15.
It's insane, isn't it? 15.
Yeah, plenty more to come now.
Hopefully.
The first 15 of many.
Yeah.
Good one, Dylan. Anyway, my name is Dylan Evans. Hi, here I am.
I'm Graeme Smith.
That's him. He's Graeme.
Yeah. I'm known as the gay one now.
You bring it upon yourself, Graeme.
Do you know what I mean? I should just keep my mouth shut. Stop causing people problems.
I read a really nice comment about me.
Did you? What did they say?
On YouTube, saying
What did he say?
that I'm really welcoming to the gay community. You read it out to me, and I've never been happier with the comment.
Someone said, just a quick shout out to Dylan Evans, and while some Scouse men get a reputation for being, and I think they were being a bit small-minded about what Scouse men are.
They were, but let's ignore that. It was all about me.
It's about Dylan. And they said, oh yeah, you're the friend every gay guy wants to have. And they meant it in a non-weird way.
Yeah, it confused me at first. I was like, is that a compliment? Oh, it is. It's a big one. It's a huge one. Yeah, but I've always been
big with the gays.
But I've just always never
been huge in Japan.
I'd love that. I've just never been bothered by it ever. Like, I've always kind of been accused of potentially being gay. Are you sure he's not gay? He might be gay. I'm like,
why? What was the reasons for people
saying
saying that to you?
Always took care of me hair, cares about how I dressed.
He's asked about how he looks. Homosexual.
Instantly gay. But I was also never offended by it. Like, some people once they're accused of being gay. Oh, I'm not gay. Well, I'm not gay. Everyone's gay but me. Some people get like that, and that was always an angle. Why was anyone ever bothered by that accusation?
You just weren't asked about being accused of being gay, were you?
Nah, never. Why would I be?
See, when they used to say it to me at school, I used to be like, oh, that really pisses me off, because I am. And that's confusing.
What are we starting off with then? All the big stuff. What's the biggest news of the week? I think it's obvious.
What do you think Dylan's really buzzing about this week? What do you think his favourite thing is this week?
No, what's the world buzzing about? This planet should be buzzing, because what have I been saying for weeks? We're being drip-fed alien news. We're being drip-fed that we are not alone. And then for the last week or two, we have been contacted. I'm going to say it's contact. Something's going on. The monoliths, people. What is going on with these monoliths?
You were saying this on day one of the monolith thing. You were like,
as soon as I seen it.
Excuse me. This is aliens. Mm-hmm. It's aliens. And I was like, show me this. Mm-hmm. So I looked at this image.
Mm-hmm. Very alien-y, that one. Very alien-y. Something just doesn't seem right for it to appear in such a way.
Looks like an ATM. What was it? Oh, it doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem right that this would appear overnight. You know, you can build them, you know, those Mackies, the new style of them.
Yeah.
They can build them in about 2 days.
Yeah, they can. They throw them up.
Throw them up. So you telling me they couldn't chuck a metal bar in the desert?
But why? And then, you know, you think why, and then that vanishes and then it appears somewhere else.
Well, no. There's a few that have stayed, haven't they?
Few have stayed, few have been robbed or mysteriously vanished. A few artists have tried to come forward and say, oh yeah, this was me, you know. This was me. And then try to sell them for 45 grand, I see. So I was like, oh, you're trying to scam people. But I'm trying to have a real think about this.
But you see where they are now.
Go on. Utah.
California one appeared. It got carted away in Utah. Romania. Isle of Wight. That got put in yesterday. That was like a joke one. The Netherlands. Outside a sweet shop in Pittsburgh as well. Someone said they've seen one there. Yeah, it's hardly everywhere in the world though, is it? Well,
it's not going to be everywhere. What are you expecting? The obvious places? Big Statue of Liberty's head.
Yeah.
Big Ben.
If the
Great Wall of China.
If it was aliens taking over, I've seen... have you ever seen the film Independence Day with Will Smith from the 90s? One of the greatest films ever.
Not properly.
Until halfway and then it becomes really shit. Yeah, they just have like... When the aliens appear there, it's like, oh... The ships and they appear above like...
That's the next
White
step.
House.
That's the next step.
You think there's going to be a monolith appears?
Isle of Wight.
Yeah.
It's big.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just what aliens think are like the cultural hotspots. They don't realise it's like Mecca, Jerusalem, all these cool places. It's like, the Isle of Wight. They seem to be going on about that a lot. Maybe aliens are stupid.
Yeah.
But say it was aliens, and this is my point. Say it was aliens, this, and it was their way of going, look, come on, let's start to let them know. And we're just all laughing at it, saying it looks like a giant Kit Kat in there.
It does look like a giant Kit Kat. And I want, for the purposes of just like to describe what this is the monolith. Nice.
Yeah.
One of the monoliths. And this is a Kit Kat.
That's a Kit Kat.
This is a finger of Kit Kat.
Very, very, very similar. When you put them like that.
It could be a large marketing campaign for
this
Nestle.
This is another thing. Whoever it actually is going to get some backlash.
Why? Why they've not done anything really bad?
By the alien community's not going to be happy about this.
The aliens will be up in arms. You know what they're like.
But people who have thought that this is aliens are going to be fuming. It's like, a little cheap ploy to push your Kit Kat agenda. That's what it is. I've now been completely converted to its Kit Kats.
In the space of about 90 seconds.
No, I was only like 80% sure with the monolith, but the only thing is it is confusing, I think.
So we're thinking marketing campaign.
I know. I really wish it wasn't, but let's see. I'm willing to be convinced.
Who do you think it is, really?
Elon.
Of course. It was either Elon or Banksy. Yeah. I don't think Banksy's got the reach. You know what I mean? The global reach.
Banksy's got the reach.
Has he? Can he fly to... Do you think...
Banksy's got powers, yeah.
Could hold something together across Utah, Romania, the Isle of Wight and the Netherlands.
I don't know. Now, when you put it like that...
Yeah, that's a complex operation.
This is something only Elon Musk can manage. Well, the thing is with Elon Musk is one dropped in California. The one that landed in California landed on the exact same day that Elon Musk confirmed the manned mission to Mars by 2024. On the same day, I thought... Either it's all Elon Musk or the aliens are communicating with him via these Kit Kats. So maybe it's like an antenna.
Clip that bit off.
I love that bit. I don't.
No, if there's ever a bit to clip off, it's him going, I think it's the aliens communicating with Elon via Kit Kats.
We send him it. We've sussed your house, Elon. But that's mad. Can we just talk about
that's mad?
I know we're laughing and joking about the big monolith, but us going to Mars is genuinely one of them. Mad. Well, it's the biggest step we've had in like maybe 100 years.
It's the next step in it. Like there was the moon. That was big.
Moon, I know, but also poo. Come on, like I know the moon missions are cool. Ish. There's nothing there. Nothing to see.
Just rocks. New. I think they came back with rocks. I think they came back from the moon with rocks. I was like, I'd have been like at NASA, what the fuck have you got? We've got loads of these here.
Literally, who cares?
Like, useless. So by 2024, Elon Musk wants to send a manned mission to Mars. That is 4 years away. You've made quite a jump there between the monoliths and Elon Musk, but everyone really, was thinking it.
3. So it's closer to 3 years than it is 4.
3 years,
which is no time at all. Time goes fast.
So Musk is the man then to do this.
That's it. He's the man that's going to take man to the next step.
So
that's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. Did you see that thing on Netflix where the I can't remember what it was called now, where they all go to the Mars? What the Mars mission? I can't remember the name of it.
What was it called?
I can't remember the name of it now, but it was a good show. It was just quite factual in terms of how it would be. So it's going to take a few years to get to Mars. You'd have to get on the moon.
There?
Yeah, you'd have to get on the moon on your lunar base, where you'd launch your mission from, because it's out of Earth's gravitational pull, and then you get
for the connecting flight.
And then you get fired from the moon towards Mars, and then you stop. I think they stop firing rockets, and then you just sort of drift across space because you've been catapulted until you come into the gravitational pull of Mars, and then you.
Yeah, you've put me off it a bit there.
That takes a while.
You've put me off it big time. I was all for it, to be honest.
Some of the stuff that could happen to you in that flight as well. On the thing I was watching, this fella...
Sucked out.
Yeah.
Any luck?
It's a long journey. This fella, the bottom of his foot came off. This is like it's a drama, but it seems really real.
Tell me like it's real. I'll believe it is real.
But your body would, like, in space, is what they were saying on this show, that your body would change because it's not in the normal environment that it's in on Earth. So
goes off its head. Your body goes off its head in space.
Your heel that would make impact with the floor is just a layer of thick skin just slid off and went across. And I've lost the bottom of my foot, and that's because like he didn't need his
the bottom of his foot. You don't need it anymore. Will your bones kind of render themselves useless? You have to have like mass calcium intake and stuff because you're just floating. There's like there's nothing to lift. There's nothing to power.
Yeah,
sound.
And you'd lose all your muscles as sort of go. And you're doing that for a few years, and when you get there, it's fucking not on there.
There could be. No,
We'd know if there was something there.
It doesn't matter if there's not on there. You're singing something.
You want there to be a landing part? Hello, Earthlings.
You're singing something that no one ever has, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd love to go to space.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll do Mars for you. I'll send you to the moon, and then we'll give you some glasses that are just red. Oh God, there's fuck all here.
Like the old 3D ones.
Like them.
Old school.
Or some Quality Street. You know the strawberries. And I'm sure they're the sort of corners Elon's are going to be cutting to get to Mars by 2024.
The Quality Street goggles.
Yeah, let's green screen the whole fucking thing.
Once the tax bill comes in for Elon. Would you go? Would you go to Mars? So it's a few years.
When?
Let me know if anyone listening, anyone watching, let me know in the comments. If it took, let's say, 3 years, a 3-year round trip, would you go? Because you're missing. Well, we've just missed a year. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
a year's just gone because of COVID and because of our governments and stuff managed it. Pretty much
a year.
12 months has gone there. So just a couple of them.
In them 12 months, we were only in our homes. We weren't in a space pod.
Better view. Instantly better view. Can you imagine that view? Going. It's meant to be dark, isn't it?
All the way there, what? Is it?
Well, it's quite dark. Well, space is dark.
Yeah, but you'd see the sun, wouldn't you? Because it's still in the bit between, like, you've got the Earth. And isn't Mars the next planet? It is.
Yeah, it is.
I've got an idea about Mars, by the way.
An idea?
Yeah.
What to do with it?
Nah, well, we could just
shopping centre.
We could go, yeah.
Theme park.
Like the Trafford Centre.
Yeah, Pleasure Beach.
Like, you know, Mars, they reckon, the red planet, they reckon Mars was once not red. Mars was it blue or green?
Yeah, it was us, wasn't it?
It was very like us. And Mars and Earth exist in what they call the Goldilocks zone, which is that little bit, just enough distance from the sun where life would be possible. And I reckon that Mars, maybe, this is an idea, was once populated. Mars was once
where he is.
Like Earth.
That's quite the assumption.
And they had their own version of global warming, you know, because they got too carried away. Because the Martian atmosphere heated up, and that's why Mars went red, and you can't do fuck all with it anymore. So maybe all the people escaped to Earth, and then we've done it all over again, and we forgot. Maybe all the ancients.
They were right.
No, maybe there were people from Mars coming over. Maybe what we need to do now is just pop back to Mars, and then we've got 2 planets there. You can just that one's fucked.
It's genuinely really plausible, like conspiracy. That no, it really is. I think that would explain how confusing like our origins are, like how humans started it. So, and you've got the odd religious story that feels like there's pieces not being fully put together.
There's lots of stories that blatantly need aliens introduced into them, don't they? The Bible, aliens.
He's watched Ancient Aliens, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's
History
me.
2. He's been up since 4. There he is.
You still watching that?
Every now and then.
I said to Dylan the other week, I said, "Oh, we're watching the History Channel." Yep, we've been watching.
Doesn't matter what it be. Ancient Aliens.
Or
Still history.
He also likes Nazi megastructures.
I don't like Nazi megastructures.
No, he doesn't like them. He just likes...
Don't clip that.
Dylan loves Nazi megastructures. No, the show on History.
The show is so interesting.
Or is it on Discovery? I can't remember. It's
one of them. It's one of them when you're just flicking through late at night and something grabs your eye that's just too interesting.
Nazis stay. And a lot of them do that.
Well, a lot of like the Nazi stuff is just so similar to like Star Wars. Yeah. A lot of like, because Nazis are just like such pure evil, and I don't feel like we've ever seen that recorded. Like, because we've obviously had evil empires before and evil people trying to take over, but we'd never had it filmed. But there's so much like footage of the Nazis and like the stuff they were building, what they were doing. It's like literally the Empire in Star Wars, but in real life and worse.
When you see the colour stuff of the Nazis, you know, they brought out World War II in colour. It makes it seem so much more like it was like the 1970s or something, doesn't it?
But it wasn't that long ago. It really wasn't that long ago. My granddad was born under the stairs.
Yeah, my nan was
during
born.
the Blitz. Think of that's the maddest thought. Like, you entered the world being bombed by Hitler and co.
It's insane, isn't it?
Like, what kind of entry into this universe is that's the worst imaginable, isn't it?
It is. It is. And then they just get on with their lives, don't they? And they're
mad.
Everything's fine.
Oh, yeah, that was that. Shop. Like, I'm going to take about a decade to recover from COVID mentally.
Yeah, and they're just dusting the rubble off themselves after birth.
Yeah, so it's either Nazi megastructures or ancient aliens.
Ancient aliens, yeah. Oh, by the way, there's on the subject of travelling through space, there is a thing on at the moment. You need to watch Raised by Wolves. Ridley Scott, who directed Alien, does it. And,
decent then.
Really
it sounds decent. The name Ridley Scott on something new and modern and cool. I'm just like, oh yeah, go on.
Yeah, it's really good.
Give that a go.
Really good. Like, if you're thinking about how we would survive in space, one of the examples they give is like sending, those long journeys that, you couldn't send a human on, and everyone's lives are the way they are.
Yeah.
They send out, and remember Baby in a Bag? Remember the Uber hole?
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I don't remember that chat. Anyway, moving on.
Baby in a Bag. They grew the people, right, they sent the people to Mars, or wherever planet it was, and someone had like the ability to grow children inside of them. They were sort of like inseminated on the ship, but not in a sex way.
What's he watching?
I know.
What are you watching?
And then they took the babies out, and then they had them in like a little bag, like we said, babies could grow in a bag with
them.
Oh,
in the bag, baby.
And then, baby, all in goo. Oh, little baby. But delivered
Comes with goo.
delivered by Android mum and dad. And Android mum and dad were just like, mum and dad, but like mums and dads that only do, they reminded me of mums and dads that only do mum and dad things. Oh, we've got to do the children. Like, when's the last time you had a moment to yourself? Like mum and dad Android.
Oh, they've got it nailed then, haven't they? They've nailed the parent aspect.
By having no other aspects of their personalities. And we all know some people with kids who are like that.
Yeah, we do.
It was interesting to see the kids were raised by like androids, and that was the only way of getting humans across space, and they just basically were dropped as like 6 kids, and they became like cavemen living on a little settlement on another planet.
I get it, yeah.
So that's as far as I am at that at the moment. But it got me thinking loads about that journey to Mars, that long journey to Mars.
A lot of time to think.
Yeah.
A lot of time to think. And you're also doing something like, we think no humans sort of ever done. That alone would just be like enough of a drive, I think.
Yeah.
Them first people, the first, like, look how big it was, Neil Armstrong. We still say his name now. And he walked on the moon, we think. These people that are going to be going to Mars, different planet, well better, an actual achievement. The moon's not that much of an achievement. As I've never been that impressed by it. And then I think
in 1960... Is it in 1969 we ended up on the moon? I can't remember. The early 60s.
It just seems questionable. I think they faked some of the footage. I think they went, but I think they faked some of the footage.
Like, these pictures are shit. These are awful.
Yeah, I was just never that impressed by the moon landing. Didn't think they should have been that big.
I think it's because you were brought up in a world where the moon landing had been done. When you consider it as like as a feat, like there's nothing. Have you ever looked into like you see the moon in the sky?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When you see it in the daytime, the moon in the sky of a daytime or in the morning, it's light.
That's
otherworldly.
It's like something from Star
Wars. That is otherworldly.
But it's just, it's not that far. Mars, that's a dot. Looks like a star, doesn't it? When you can see it in the night sky, that's cool. Get me there.
Yeah,
Plus, it's interesting because imagine you did find something. You're going to be the most famous man ever. The first person that walked on Mars, probably getting a selfie.
Who's to say?
Snapchatting it. Hi guys. Dog filtered on.
Be a woman. I reckon it should be a woman.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Because it was all like, did you know that all the lunar missions, they're all men.
All men.
Every one of them was a man.
All men.
And there is a plan to send a woman to the moon.
They better not!
A woman to the moon?
Not on my watch.
Why will she keep her makeup? That's what some people are thinking.
Why did they never send a woman, by the way?
In the 60s, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Think of the way people became astronauts.
God knows. Don't get me started on
astronauts. To become a fighter. Oh yeah, they're lazy, aren't they? You have to become a fighter pilot, be in the airport and all. Airport. You just have to be waiting
selling
for
makeup and perfume and vodka, checking bags. No.
Yeah, you just have to be in the airport, and a man
it.
will come and select you and go, "You
to the moon, sir.
To the moon with you."
Astronauts have done my head in this week as well. Just on the topic, Tim Peake. Shout out to Tim Peake.
What is your problem with Tim Peake? He's British. He's British.
I want him on. I want him sitting the other side.
I want to interrogate him.
Go on then. What? So, Tim Peake was floating around. He's talking about some of his stories from the International Space Station, and he talks about the
wild stories.
The time that he thought he'd seen a UFO, he's seen a glint of light in the distance, and he thought, oh my God, this is it. I'm seeing aliens. I'm in space. This can only be the logical explanation. Do you know what it was? Russian piss. Pull the story up. Russian piss was floating.
Oh. Well, I thought you weren't allowed to do stuff like that up there, but now I've seen it was just in space.
And he said it was Russian as well. I was like,
they got bored up there.
No, apparently it was from the Russian vessel, and it just floated on over, and it was we. And I was like, what, you made us all think that
how much
you've seen life?
How much
enough? I don't know. But it'd glisten, wouldn't it? Because there's not much like water flowing around in space, so anything liquidy is like, oh.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
But it was Russian piss. So thanks, Tim Peake, for another thrilling story. What's he ever done that's thrilling?
Well,
go on. Name me one thing that makes you go, Tim Peake.
He went to the International Space Station.
Exactly. And then what? And then what?
And then, as an experience, that's quite the experience, isn't it?
There's nothing from it, though.
Almost got pissed on in space.
That's the best thing he's done. And he's a millionaire. I don't even know if he is a millionaire.
I can't believe that you've
He's got a book deal.
Of all the people to pick on, you love jumping on Tim Peake. I hate him.
Doesn't he? I do. He was a lovely dad. Was in the army.
The worst. Oh God.
The people like him. I tell you what. So yeah, astronauts, get rid of them. Unless it's me, I'll go. If I can, I don't know. Can I pick who I'm going with? And then I'll go to Mars.
That's not how it works.
We'll speak to NASA. Isn't even NASA doing it now?
Ah, well.
It's Elon Musk. Is it not SpaceX?
Elon's got involved, yeah. Elon's got involved. Tell you who's thinking of sending we were talking about there were no women have ever been to the moon.
Yeah.
Another one of our friends, billionaire friends, and Elon will be fuming about this, Jeff Bezos.
Oh, big bad Jeff.
Yeah.
What's he chatting him?
Well, in case you don't know who he is, he owns Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised at how many people don't know who he is. I done a video and was like, they're not as rich as Jeff Bezos. And everyone was like, who's he? I was like, what? He's got like godlike money now. He's just stupid.
Some people just choose to just not take any notice of stuff, don't they, sometimes?
Yeah.
So he's like, how much is he worth now?
180 something billion, but his worth and everything is going up at such a rate. So apparently for almost all of this pandemic, Amazon has been as busy as Christmas week. Every week.
And now we're nearly in Christmas week.
So the real money hasn't even been made yet.
Can I just say, if you're planning to buy any Christmas presents, get them done yesterday, dear.
Well, don't say that.
What?
Because then everyone will get onto it and there'll be a big rush.
Oh, yeah, well, I think there was already going to be a big rush. I'm just contributing to it. He's sending his own thing to the moon, Jeff Bezos.
Oh, here he is, getting involved.
Planning to send the first woman to the moon. First one, don't know her name, sorry.
That's good.
That sounds really bad.
Do we need to know?
He's planning to send...
Tits McGee. That'll do.
Imagine if it was.
Tits McGee.
It's a big and how did you select this one? Rampantly sexist. She's going to the moon, I think. Good on her.
Why doesn't he send himself? How boring.
I think it's always better to send experts.
Why?
He just finance it.
Like, be a proper Tony Stark if you're going to be one. He's got the money now to do anything. He could just go, a one-man mission to space. Here I go. Imagine it blew up.
Oh, God. His wife made up. Although he had that ex-wife, didn't he? And she's now like the second, third richest woman in the world.
Well, no, he got divorced and his wife got 38 billion, which made her the richest woman that's ever walked Earth. Straight away. Straight away, just like that. And now he's ramped it up and he's only worth 180 billion now.
Oh, so only 180 billion.
It was a damaging divorce for old Jeff. So he's sending a woman to space. That's cool.
Sending a woman to space.
He's not all bad.
He's got his own company that's going to be doing this, and they're going to be competing for the contracts to send for a manned space vehicle. You know the way we had the what was it called? The blew up loads. The shuttle. When we had the space shuttle back in the day, and that was meant to be like a reusable rocket. And it turned out not to go very well in the end. So they're trialing new stuff like that. And this is where Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos come into it. So he's going to contribute to that. He's going to pitch for some of the work to get the vehicle done. And his things are going to send I will send. Imagine that coming up with something. What should we do? We will send someone to the moon.
So I think
we've already done that, mate.
I know we've not said this phrase, but we are very much in the middle of a space race, aren't we?
Yeah, but they're all private. They're not all private companies, but there are private companies involved.
Private sectors.
It feels like
a film.
And it feels like we're treating space the way when we first left our countries, like Europeans, and we went and did horrible things around the world, stole people's lands, did all the shitty things that we did when we had empires. It feels like that. But with space, because when that happened, there were loads of private companies. Have you ever heard of the British India Company or the British South Sea Company? Yeah. And that was how we explored and went around them places with a bit of assistance from government and private companies. And not all of it was good because private companies there also had armies. Now, at what point are them companies in space going to need armies? What if Elon Musk is the sole authority on Mars? Well, what if that's it? He goes, right, Mars is going to have an army.
Yeah, well, he's the first one to jump the gun. So, well, this is what I mean is, like, whose is Mars? Whose is it? Say he gets there.
Whoever puts the flag on.
Exactly.
Flag.
So say SpaceX did get there first. We've paid the money. Yeah, this is ours. No, it's not. Tell me it isn't.
So who has paid the money there? Do you think Elon Musk deserves to own Mars? Or do you think the Earth deserves to own Mars? Or does Elon Musk claim it for the
United States? What is
United
Earth? It wouldn't be Earth owning it, would it? There would be arguments
we
between
have no
governments.
system of ownership, do we, as a planet?
We're terrible. We're so bad at that.
So who would own it?
I hadn't thought of that, you know.
The way it used to work was very easily solved. It was very easily solved back in the day. The way they claimed the moon for America with a flag. That's all you need is a flag. You don't need any.
How old school's this? We're meant to be venturing the stars and you're bringing flags into it.
There's a flag. And flags, they can't fly in space because there's no air.
Well, that was one of the main things that started conspiracies, wasn't it?
Why? Because the one on the moon was
waving and they were like, that shouldn't happen. And they were like, it's the jet engines, the fans and that.
But it might be. I'm not a huge.
See, I'm not.
I think that it was within their power to go to the moon. Like you said, do you think they just vajazzled the footage a bit?
I think there was added footage, but I do think they went.
Do you think they just want, like, we've got to put a few things in, make it more interesting? It's not very interesting. It's men just in a little room for a while. What about a few cum shots or something like that?
Imagine like little bits of porn was just accidentally edited in. Old NASA watching it like, oh God.
Just to hook everyone through. I've been a bit boring, very heavy with the science.
Buzz Aldrin.
Why did they call him that? Anyway, so Bezos and Musk involved, the two.
There you go. They're the two kings of the world. They're the top two now, aren't they?
Fucking hell.
Elon Musk overtook Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg in a week. 1 week, he was like, oh yeah. And the stocks. So the top two at the minute are Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. They are the kings of the world, and we bow down to you, kings of the world, because they've completed capitalism. I feel like if you love capitalism and want it.
Capitalism completed it, mate.
Well, he has. They really, really have.
Yeah.
They're a shining example of capitalism. Whether you like it or not,
a shining example. They're an example.
They completed it.
Yeah.
They've done the best ever. They have done the best.
I told you. I think Amazon hacked capitalism, or is this even a thing?
How can you hack capitalism?
And I reckon if you're like a multinational corporation company and you just like, what he's doing there is he's cutting out the high street.
Yeah.
He's been super intelligent and he's used machine learning and he's used everything he can to put himself at the top of the pile through starting off a little online bookstore.
So are you saying that capitalism isn't good enough to compete with AI knowledge and stuff? Because that's what it is.
Well, of course, it's not good enough to compete with AI.
We need
knowledge.
A new ism. Back to my old point, we need a new ism, I think.
But it's not clever, because we said this, capitalism is like the most cack-handed way of doing everything.
Yeah.
Money for you for just because you were born there, it's just given to the wrong people at the wrong time. Whereas if AI was involved, I'm not saying I want this to happen, I'm just giving you an idea. If AI was involved in machine learning, then it would work out what's needed, who needs it.
All to the robots, probably. Oh, we're going to put £20 million in nuts and bolts and oil.
The difference between like what you're saying there is
tenner for veg. Just put a tenner down for veg.
Yeah.
That's what they'd be like if you leave it down to the robots, Graeme.
Yeah, but the thing about robots and AI is, and I think this is the only way that communism could work, is if you're in like...
No, you want to jump? No, go on.
No, but I think it is. The only way communism could work, the main reason things like that don't work normally is because people are greedy and the people at the top become bastards and become self-serving and they take it too far. Whereas if machines were to do that, within certain parameters, distribute like resources, they're using intelligence that the human brain doesn't have, and they're not interested in getting things for themselves because they're not being programmed that way. We're instinctively programmed to want more. Look, we're an absolute cancer on the planet, aren't we?
Yeah.
I'm more like a kid that wants more chocolate. Whereas AI would just be like, this is not necessary.
Yeah, well,
we'll go fast.
We've still got
no
some
more chocolate for you.
We've got our old tribal instincts still in there, but get hijacked with this weird capitalism kind of
what we have to be careful of is we don't transfer all our old tribal, nasty, racist, whatever tendencies onto these computers with the algorithms that we put into them. Because they reckon that AI, they're like, oh, can AI be racist? And they say it's not AI that's racist. It's the inputs. It's the commands.
Of course, the creator.
Yeah, it gives them instructions. So if you give computers the right instructions, then, well, you know, it's
theoretically.
We've all seen Terminator.
So what would you call it? Robot communism? Come up with a good
really
name.
good.
And a dance.
That's a really good.
Oh, it's robot communism.
And everyone will go, oh, right, revolution, quick. And that becomes a thing for the revolution of Utopia water then. What would I call it?
We need a new ism. It needs a good name. It needs to be catchy.
Technological socialism.
Ooh, that's not bad. You need something robotic in there. Communism, you can't even say that now.
No, it's a dirty word now, isn't it?
It's been tainted by too many bastards. The concept of it's fairly nice. Fairly nice. It's
a nice idea,
it's good,
but it's
but
difficult.
it's not the one. Yeah. Capitalism, it's good. Maybe the best we've had, but it's not the one.
Well, it's the only one. Capitalism allows those who are currently really powerful to remain powerful.
It's good for us.
The type of capitalism we currently have isn't even capitalism currently. Like, it's about connections. Look at all them people who've got the contracts off the government, and look at where Elon Musk got the grants to continue Tesla when through SpaceX when Tesla was tanking. It's all about connections to power, and you want that to.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah, and that happens in communist setups as well.
Well, clearly.
Quick swig.
Go on. Might join you there. Oh. Gotta stay hydrated, guys.
This is oxygenated water, by the way.
That's so mad, though.
I know.
What do you mean? So it's just... Will I start floating?
This is Hungarian oxygenated water.
They're just words. Yeah.
What's in it? Yeah, it's purified drinking water. Well, what they say? Shall I tell you what happened with this? My sister-in-law is what she is.
Yeah.
She was very ill. She had
what she is. I'll tell you what she is.
I'll tell you what she is. She's my sister-in-law. I was trying to describe her relationship to me, and I've never really called her that before. But sister-in-law. But she was in... she had really bad lupus, which is like an autoimmune disorder, and she was really ill last year. And her mum took her away to Hungary because she was so ill and drinking
specifically to Hungary because she was ill. Or
because they had this place.
Did she just keep going Hungary?
Get it on a flight. Get it there. No,
it wasn't a case of that.
She listened.
Oh, does she? I love. Thanks for the water.
Hi, Emily.
Great idea.
But apparently there's something in it that like the oxygen therapy can be good for people who are like.
Well, see, I'd sort of, when you were telling me this, and it's oxygen water, I laughed, and then I had it one day and felt
great, yeah.
This isn't an ad, by the way.
No, it's not an ad at all. I paid for it. Well, if you just want to send it for free, you know,
free and some...
free and some moolah to this one.
Paying me in water. How sad's that?
What if it's really nice water?
Can you just put it in my hands, please? Go on, thank you.
Sorry, I drunk it first and they piss in your hand.
It's in Peake.
Right, so that's enough oxygen water.
Yeah.
Oh, talking of ads.
Go on.
Are you,
Oh, yes.
Dylan did an ad, #ad for the Department for Health for the COVID mass testing thing. You got so much stick for that as well.
Yeah, well, it was just like,
fuck me.
Council asked. And he was like, yeah, obviously I'll push that. I think it's a great thing that they're using Liverpool
you agreed,
test. And look how well it turns out.
Yeah,
Tier 2, baby.
Yeah, there we go.
Better than before.
95% of England isn't, something like that is not in Tier 2.
Yeah,
so a lot of people are fuming.
It was worth it. We were flying. I know what you're thinking, Dylan, you were right.
Yeah.
I take all of the credit. I done one Instagram post and I'll take all the credit.
That's it, and you solved COVID through that post. Thank you.
The vaccine comes shortly after, so would I do an ad for the vaccine, are you saying? Dead cheesy. Come and get it now.
Yeah, nice that's the look they're going for, isn't it?
I don't know, maybe. Yeah, who else have they...
Got some big names, mate.
I've seen this. So is it... they're paying celebrities to sort of go, oh yes, it's fine.
Some of the biggest household names from music, TV, and let me do it in that voice.
From music, TV, and the stage, including Showbiz Nights, Bob Geldof, Michael Palin, Michael Parkinson. They all said they would not hesitate getting the jab.
Yeah, I thought that. Him. Fucking the poor man.
Oh, mate, don't say that. But I thought...
Look at him.
I had to put a tenner that he was dead.
I thought he was dead. What about this one? Eamon Holmes.
Eamon Holmes, okay.
Dead, thought, but not.
I thought he was dead as well.
Bob Geldof.
No.
Who's she?
So we're scrolling through this news article now, and something I've noticed is...
There's another one here, mate.
They're all old white people, aren't they? Sorry to jump to but I mean, you've shown me like 15.
No, don't jump the gun. Let's have a look at a few more just to make sure.
Another one.
Someone from The Who.
Another one. Who's that?
Oh, thank God, Lulu. She doesn't mind. Mate, the thing is, right? I was of two minds whether or not I was going to have the COVID-19 vaccine. Then when I found out Lulu was up on, I thought anything Lulu's doing, 60s pop icon Lulu.
Is she even a pop icon? Maybe to like me nan.
Tell me a song she did.
This I don't know.
You do.
I don't.
You will.
Go on.
That one that goes, yeah, 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 yeah. You know you with me, wanna shout. Oh, she did that. Anyway. But she looks good for 400 though.
For 400? How old is she?
And I've no idea. They don't give her age.
No, she looks good for her age.
Whatever age that is.
Question mark.
And Anne Robinson, who...
Oh my, this is a blast from the past, this, isn't it?
She's been kept in formaldehyde somewhere in a tank and just brought out sprayed orange for the season. And there she is, like a fence.
She's like a fence.
She's been sprayed orange like my nan's fence. She's borrowed some glasses off of 1977.
Oh, no, she's all right here, isn't she? Where's she from?
Crosby.
Is she from Crosby?
Mm.
You and her?
She's from Liverpool,
Are you and her Crosby royalty?
No, she's a shithouse, I hate her.
Why is she
She's so horrible to people. And then she's just a big snob.
Is she? I know, I just missed the whole Anne Robinson thing.
You don't miss much.
But I didn't really watch The Weakest Link. I've seen a few clips of it. I mean, like, oh, this was savage.
Do you know what she did before The Weakest Link? She used to do Watchdog.
Did she?
Watchdog?
Not
she was
really.
like consumer affairs champion, pushing her glasses up her nose. Anyway, if Anne Robinson's taking it, I'm in.
Get it in me.
What about you?
What about me? What?
Oh, sorry, Christopher Biggins as well.
Is he there?
Biggins, there she is.
There he is. He's not had a great time though with stuff like this, has he? Not stuff like this.
Well, he'll need the work because Panto's off this season.
Yeah, I've not seen him since that little clip you showed me months ago. From that, what was the show? When he gets white.
I will. Should we show the view?
Show a little bit.
Oh, do you want some face wipes?
No control over my body, and that's when I started my massive throwing up exercise.
This is the negative side of it. This is what happens when you eat a little bit too much and you don't know your tolerance level. Yeah, there's really no cure other than to wait it out.
When I heard about that, I was like, Christopher Biggins has had cannabis ice cream. Now, what one hears about these things is that edibles in particular have to be very careful with them.
Well, it's really hard to monitor how strong they are. Like a recent study showed that when you cook it in chocolate, it can get completely warped, the measurements. It's like almost impossible to measure how much like the THC, which is what
THC is the thing
that makes you react. So when you're eating it, it's apparently it's almost impossible to gauge. And these were having ice cream, and obviously Biggins is quite fond of the ice cream. He said that nailed it on an empty stomach. And then you've just got to wait.
So he had it after his tea, but all of his tea was laced in cannabis as well. So what they've got is they've got these like that age where I don't know, a certain type of person.
Pat Butcher there? Did I see Pat Butcher on that?
Pat was on. Yeah.
What is this?
Pat and Biggins are good friends. I love the idea of Pat and Biggins. It's just funny.
Getting hammered with Pat Butcher and Christopher Biggins would be a laugh.
He appeared in loads of, like, you can take what you want from that series they did, but, you know, or like the Daily Mail and that, they were like, Christopher Biggins recounts his harrowing experience on cannabis. The thing to bear in mind is they teach him such a good lesson there. And you can't not show that on telly.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing pro-drugs about that. Nope. That's like just a lesson. And if you're going to do these things, what's the chances of it killing you?
It never has.
Close to zero.
It never has it?
You're more likely to choke on the ice cream. But if you hit white, there's no helping you there.
Well, no, you've just got to
sit there chatting to the devil for a few hours.
Poor Christopher Biggins.
Have a kip.
That's not the funniest one of them I've seen. They love throwing like old people under the marijuana spyglass, don't they?
Yes,
They've done it with him. Jon Snow, is it? Who's the Channel 4 news fella?
I love him with the funny socks.
No, that's one of the funniest clips I've ever seen. Because they were like, I'm going to be trying some regular marijuana and then going from an MRI scan to see what it does to my brain.
He was like saying that they were trying to make the point that skunk, this new super cannabis, see what it does to the brain.
Yeah, all of that. And then so he gets this big vaporizer thing. So I don't know if you've ever been to like Amsterdam and stuff, but that is like I've never done it. It's off territory. It's just completely.
It's literally pure THC.
It's stupidly strong, and the reason I know it's stupidly strong because Seth Rogen goes on about it being too much. He done it in a film. I don't know what film it is, but him and his mate, they do like a big sack of it, and then they had to like stop filming because
because
it was too strong for Seth Rogen, right? He put Jon Snow on a full sack himself. He just nails the whole thing, and then
That was an entire big balloon, wasn't
and then
it?
they throw him straight in an MRI scanner, which is probably the most daunting thing ever at the best of times.
I saw this on Channel 4, and he had to be brought out the MRI scanner because he was disturbed when he was in it. And when he got out, they were like, "Are you okay, John?" And there's something about seeing an old man. He's a very old man. He's a lovely man, Jon Snow. And he was like, "It's just, goodness, why would anybody do that to themselves?"
I feel woolly. I feel slightly separated from myself.
I was like, "Oh, fucking hell, you've hit white there, mate." On telly!
Didn't he need a hug?
He needed a hug off the woman, and at that point, I was like, "Come here, mate. You set yourself up to. You'd at least. You wouldn't try it for the first time on camera, would you? You
not
wouldn't
like
do
that. He's done like an absurd amount as well. It's so funny.
That must have been done for.
I'd love to. Do you know the way like I'm a celeb? You sort of like vote for people to do certain things and certain trials. I'd love that.
Cannabis-based trials for
You them,
celebrities.
go on, make them it white. There you go. Get them in the MRI scanner and fast.
Anne Widdecombe, where's she when you need her?
I'd love that.
Some of that.
Wire it up to something.
What does she do? They have to pay her a lot of money. Which
Oh yeah, she'd do anything. She's done Strictly.
She would do
She
anything.
got thrown around like a sack of spuds in a sparkly dress on Strictly. So play some of Anne What's her face on Strictly. It's harrowing.
There it is. There she goes, moving gracefully.
Like a sack of shite.
Moving gracefully there. Oh, Anne Widdecombe. And if you want to hear an anecdote about Anne Widdecombe and how I saw her once and thought she was dead standing up, then that is in NTR Podcast episode 2.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Whoa, that was mad.
2 or 3. Yeah, I'm just trying to be...
There you go. Still good though.
It's an early one. Yeah. We did that a while ago. It's all like a distant memory now. And so Biggins, just brings back to the point. Biggins
is pro-vaccine.
Is pro-vaccine. There he is.
I mean, I'm sorry, you've got to be pro-vaccine, I think, at this stage now. I think, obviously, like the first week you heard the news, it might have been, this was a bit quick for the vaccine. But now you've heard countless scientists, countless everything sort of go, no, listen, no corners have been skipped here. Look, it's just really condensed. Like the usual vaccine trials last year is because how hard it is to, we'll get all this together. We've had the whole world...
Yeah. Sharing information in real time. And the computers that they're using to do it are much more powerful than the past. So if everyone's sharing information, you can get 20 years worth of work done in 9 months because minds are focused and computational ability is through the roof.
Yeah, and we we need this vaccine, don't we? Money needs this vaccine. The economy needs the vaccine.
People's mental health needs this vaccine. Mm-hmm. I just like the idea that this year, well, it's not this year now, but that's the way I'm thinking, 2021, I could, in my head, me and my boyfriend were chatting about this. We could go to Glastonbury. Yeah. I've got the tickets from last year. So it's back on apparently. And if the vaccine's on, it's rolled out and I've had it, then I'll have it for that.
That's like, this amazing. I just can't believe just the difference of a mindset it's given everyone. It feels like the light at the end of the tunnel, doesn't it?
It felt a bit unreal at first, didn't it? We were like, oh.
Yeah, but prior to that, we hadn't even had a sniff of, well, we get out of this, don't worry. Because I was thinking, could be maybe another year. You don't know. But now with this, I'm like, oh, great. Literally great. It probably might be back to normal. There's not going to be a normal. There's sort of new normal, but it can be sort of closer to reality by spring. That sounds. I'll take that. I
don't think it's going to get back to normal for another till after next summer.
What's normal anymore? There's going to be a bunch of new things that I hate to say that because I don't mean that in a negative thing. A new normal's it wasn't perfect how we had it. Oh, you're going to have to be washing your hands everywhere. Yeah, fucking Sam, wash your hands, you dirty scruff.
I haven't had a cold for ages. Or the flu.
Oh, what? We're going to have to be a bit more careful, not cough and hug and wash our hands more. That's all it's going to be.
It's really reminded me of how much I feel a lot of people who I know, certainly from my past hug, when I see you, we don't go, mate, because we'd have to do that every day and it would be really weird.
Yeah.
But hugging now, if someone I haven't seen for a bit comes over and comes in for a hug, I'm like...
It's odd.
Don't even hug me dad at the moment.
Yeah. Everyone's minds flipped a little bit. That was one of the first things that caught me off guard was the hug. I was like, someone went in for I was like...
Who's hugged you? Did you hug?
No. I didn't. And they pulled up that I didn't hug and they were like, oh, you're not doing hugs? And I went... No.
I
don't know what to say. I'm also not a huggy person, at the best of times.
You're not. Even if you're drunk.
Not global pandemic. Not really a hugging person. Global pandemic.
It suited you, didn't it? Really?
Absolutely. I was built for this.
There was a friend of, a mutual friend of ours that I met for a drink with his girlfriend, and we hadn't seen each other for 6 months. And they listened, hi. And then when we turned up to have a drink, I was like, oh shit, I've got to hug someone. And he went, hey, are we doing hugs?
Hazmat suit was on.
I didn't want to say no. So we both went in and did a big hug and then I was like,
Straight to the bog.
Yeah.
That sounds weird. I've hugged you. I've got to go to the bog. But
So, you vaccine.
Pro-vaccine. Something as well. I felt, listen to this, bit proud to be British this week.
Britain.
For the first time, I think, in what feels like years, I felt we're all agreeing on something. I feel like how polarised the left and right are at the minute. We've not agreed on anything for years.
No.
And this was the first thing where we were like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure, go to the most vulnerable first. Sounds.
It's like the medical version of London 2012, isn't it?
Chop, all, this is sounds. We're good, yeah, we're all right.
Why did it make you feel really good to be British? What's different there? Because, I mean, our European neighbours, they're a bit like that.
Yeah, they're fine, but then I was watching some of the some podcasts and things from America, and they're in a completely different mindset about the vaccine. I couldn't believe what I was listening to, because they were talking about, well, who's going to get it first? And they were like, well, we're rich, obviously. The rich are going to get it. Hollywood's going to get it first. And isn't it a real shame that, some of the most vulnerable mightn't ever get the vaccine because of money and stuff? And I was like, that's how they think, because it's all money orientated. Their entire healthcare system is just...
It's a market.
It's commercialised. How wrong is that? And this just highlighted it more than anything. I was like, wow, you're literally arguing over a vaccine during a global pandemic.
They're used to health being like that as a commodity there, which is just really sad,
I've always thought that's one thing that should never be commercialised, is health and life. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't compute, because money's sort of made up and it's not real. It's not.
It's not real.
Health is literally everything. The fact that, oh my God, it blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. And then it made me think about Breaking Bad as well, because you get onto that. Because people always argue in Breaking Bad, like, who's the baddie? Oh, well, it's Walter White. Oh, well, it's the wife. Oh, well, no. The system is the baddie. The system, because spoiler if you've never seen it or you've never seen the first episode, he gets diagnosed with cancer and it's like a 200 grand bill plus, so it's going to bankrupt him. And that's just how it is if you haven't got health insurance in America. If you get cancer, bankrupt on top of that. So
well,
then he has
some health insurance companies would cancel your coverage midway through your cancer treatment if they found any sort of pre-existing condition that didn't quite and it happened quite a lot to people. So midway through your chemotherapy, you get a letter from whoever, I don't know who the health insurance companies are, saying, sorry, we're going to have to discontinue that. And then you have unless you're going to come up with a few £100,000 yourself, which involves selling your home if you've got one, or it's just horrible, really.
How can they just think that's one thing?
Don't hear much about it either.
No, they just think that's okay. That's how everyone else goes, isn't it? Chop,
Really
there we go.
not.
It's harrowing. It's harrowing. It made me think that sort of, that's capitalism went so wrong. How can we exploit and make money? Well, through pills and health. I think America's capitalism is as sad as China's communism in their own way. But I think it's that level of sad. I just couldn't believe it from going from, I was buzzing about being British. How rare is that? I was like, oh yeah, we're sound here. Like we'll even slightly look out for the vulnerable to an extent. They are
slightly,
not.
Yeah, they're not arsed.
They don't give a flying hoot. It was insane. I couldn't believe it.
There's a lot of people, and there are some people in this country that like to take things back to that stage where health is like a commodity.
Mm-hmm.
Well, right. My dad told me a story about when my great uncle had two kids, twins, in Bootle, just before the healthcare system was, like a year or two before the NHS was founded. So it would have been the late 1940s. The NHS was founded about
50s.
The NHS was founded about 1948, 1949, around then. So this would have been 1947, 46, after the Second World War. Bootle bombed.
So we had to smithereens.
He had a few kids and twins, and they were both ill one night. And my uncle Philip, as it was, who I knew when I was young, he's dead now, went round knocking on the doors of doctors that he knew in Bootle, because there was no 24-hour A&E, there was no healthcare system, there was no way, and no one would help him.
Oh.
And he lost not one child, but two infants. Like, that's in my family, losing two children in the one night because there was no healthcare system. Like, that's so heavy that could happen. You see stories in America. There was a lad a few years ago, I remember seeing, I've been coughing up blood. He did a little blog on his phone. I've been coughing up blood now for like 3 days.
Yeah.
I've come in and they say I need this, this and this. I can't afford it. I haven't got healthcare. So I'm going to die. He's only like 28 and he died.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I can't deal with them outcomes.
No, but that is the outcome of it. That is the outcome of it. If you got less money, yes. Have less life. Okay. There's the trade. Doesn't make any sense. How they're okay with it, I don't get it. I don't get how anyone can be okay with that. It's harrowing.
That takes a long time for a society to get to that point, doesn't it? Where they're like, oh.
Well, it's completely commercialised. I don't like you showed me but just before all COVID lockdown and stuff, was it Norway? Norway was saying how dangerous COVID could be for like a healthcare system, and they use as an example.
And a lot of healthcare system is quite chaotic. I think they said,
and he said like the US, and look what happened in the US.
The US said it was best prepared out of the whole world for this, like it did its pandemic emergency plan, and it just turns out, it seems really obvious now though, looking at it, doesn't it, that a system that's not entirely synced up where people can fall through the cracks. I mean, what about undocumented migrants in the US, like who won't have access to healthcare, and if they do get sick, are probably not going to want to come into contact with anyone in the authorities.
Well, yeah. Another horrible situation.
What happens to them?
Who knows? Well,
it's horrible.
Know. It's the worst. And on that note...
No, I think that's us.
That's us done. Well, a quick Christmas chat. I'm dressed slightly more festive. We are edging towards Christmas. Graham's looking at a paired wine box menu. Why are you looking at paired wine? Oh, for like to pair with courses and that.
Yeah.
We've done that once. It didn't end well. Well, it went well. It was lovely.
Went for a taster menu.
Yeah, we've done that little taster menu thing. It's like, oh, would you like the paired wines? Yes, I think I will.
Where was it again? 6 by Nico in Liverpool.
Lovely.
That's 6 by Nico.
Get us in for another scoff, fellas. It was a treat. It generally is lovely.
Trying to look into my camera and give it but I don't know which camera we're on.
We'll come back. That's lovely. 6 by Nico's class, paired wines.
How many courses was it? Bars 5, 6.
6.
Wow.
Hence the name.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. That's true. It's 6 amazing and well-priced courses.
You've got to have us back. So the wine, when you have weird wines, because on any other night, you're not going to go, white wine, red wine.
No, you're told not to do that. That's the one thing you're told not to do.
One rules, don't mix drinks, apart from this. Mix them all. You get this weird kinds of drunk, hallucinating.
The maddest hangover the next morning. I don't think I've never had that one before.
I've never known. And I get bad hangovers. It was just terrible. But the best.
I've been looking here at I'm not going to say where it is because
it's posh.
It's a bit posh.
How are they paying you?
And they can I haven't bought it yet. I'm just looking at it. They deliver like
this is his closet as well. This is one of Graham's walk-in closets.
I like to get into this closet sometimes to remind myself what it was like. So like this
that means I'm in it.
Oh God. It's in Graham's closet. I hate this. So they're selling like your Christmas dinner from this Boss restaurant, which I've been to once. You pick it up because they can't go in and do it.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Pick it up Christmas Eve, the bits and bobs, and then you assemble it yourself at home, and that's like it's 80 quid,
like a ready meal.
But you bring it home. You make it look nice in your own house.
A ready meal,
and then they've got wine to go with all the courses, and they've got like a wine box to go with it. But it's over 100 quid. It's look at that wine. That's champagne.
No.
You'd be like they're all 1, 2, 3, 3.5 bottles of wine there, all different types of wine.
And now you'd be drunk till New Year's.
Absolutely fucked off that.
Yeah. Order 2.
So I'm like that about it at the moment.
We should do a Christmas episode, should we not? Can we have a tipple? Where do we legally stand on?
No, we're okay with having a tipple. Can I do
Is it got to be in a weird glass? It's got to be a stupid drink. It can't be anything nice. How bad would that be?
Can we do it like Alan Carr?
Yes.
Can I get a little drinks thing, or do you get one there and we go, well, we are love, do you want a Chinzano or lemonade? And I'll be like, yeah.
Can we just completely rob the Alan Carr thing?
Let's just do that, yeah.
He's not on anymore. That got cancelled, didn't it?
Been cancelled?
He's still not verified on Twitter. Sad that.
Why?
I don't know, he's got millions of followers. He never got verified. I don't know. I think that's why they kicked him off. No blue tick.
Oh,
get off!
Oh, I'm fucked then. That's me done.
Right.
Yeah, but I think in the run up to Christmas, we've got
to have a Christmas episode. Comment what drinks you want to see us have. What do you drink at Christmas? Let us know, and we should probably drink that.
You want us to just solely drink what drinks are being voted?
I'm thinking snowballs.
Advocaat. Isn't that in a snowball?
Whatever that is. And let us know what you drink at Christmas, and we'll have a little tipple and review them.
Yeah, we will. Chinzano-based bands.
It's going to be a weird episode, that one. But anyway, thank you for listening.
Bye.
More coming soon. Speak to you soon. Love you. Bye. Ta-da.
It's time to open your mind, expand your outlook, and occasionally soil yourself with delight. This is the NTR Podcast with Dylan Evans and Graeme Smith.